Tomatoes, mangoes, chilies, seedless watermelons, and many other fruits and vegetables are often mistaken as genetically modified or GM. This is because the public often thinks that any fruits or vegetables that are bigger than the usual size with better traits and are not infested with pests or diseases are GM. Let us have a look at the real GM crops that are in the market. The development of GM crops took place as early as 1980s, but 1996 was the first year in which GM crops were commercialized in a significant manner. It all started with 1.7 million hectares, and today 17 million farmers are growing GM crops in 29 countries on 190.4 million hectares. There are 173 parties to the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety who are committed to ensure safe transfer, handling and use of living modified organisms, including GM crops. Currently, 71 countries have approved different types of GM crops, either for cultivation or consumption or both. 26 countries have banned the adoption of GM crops. What are these crops? Corn, soybean, cotton, canola, papaya, squash, alfalfa, brinjal, sugarcane, potato, apple, sugar beet, and pineapple were cultivated in 2019 in 29 countries spanning from Americas, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. These crops prove to offer farmers, consumers, and food manufacturers multiple benefits. With crops that are resistant to insects, farmers do not have to spray chemical pesticides extensively, and this resulted in reduced use of chemical pesticides. Reduced pesticides in the farm is beneficial to the environment with lesser chemical in the soil, water bodies, and the air. Consumers too get to enjoy foods with lesser pesticide residues. It saves their time and also labor cost. Weeding is a very laborious task that have huge health impact on farm workers. Other GM traits are papaya resistant to virus, drought tolerant, alfalfa, sugarcane, disease resistant, potato. GM crops bring several benefits to consumers as crops are enriched with more nutrients and healthier traits. Soybean that is rich in oleic acid reduces heart disease. Pink pineapple, rich in lycopene, a strong antioxidant that reduces the risk of getting certain types of cancer. Potato that has reduced acrylamide that may cause cancer. Apples that do not brown after being sliced. Possible negative impact. While the positive impact has seen farmers increasingly adopting GM crop, there are potential risks from GM crops. These could be risks to human beings, animals, or the environment. Scientists and regulators assess the risks before and after GM crops are approved and cultivated. For risks that are real, many measures are out in place to reduce their impact. This is called risk assessment and management. There are possibilities of insects becoming resistant to the protein in GM crops or killing non-target insects. GM crops becoming invasive, weeds becoming resistant to herbicides, and GM crops cross-pollinating wild varieties are potential risks to the environment. Sri Lanka has several laws, ordinances and regulations to ensure the safety to human health, environment and biodiversity. The Fauna and Flora Protection Ordinance, Plant Protection Act, Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Act, Animal Feed Act, Animal Diseases Act and Food Act are to name a few. The National Biosafety Framework of Sri Lanka describes the regulatory framework governing biosafety of the country. For more information related to biosafety in Sri Lanka, visit lk.biosafetyclearinghouse.net.